When you think of fermented foods, you might picture exotic dishes from foreign countries. But what if I told you that these remarkable foods could be the key to transforming your digestive health and overall well-being, especially as you enter your golden years? Like many of you watching today, I discovered the life-changing power of fermented foods later in life. After dealing with digestive issues that seemed to worsen with age, I learned something that completely changed my perspective on food and health. The secret wasn't in expensive supplements or complicated diets. It was in ancient foods that our ancestors had been enjoying for thousands of years. Here's what might surprise you. Fermented foods aren't exotic at all. They're actually woven into every culture around the world, and you've likely been eating them your entire life without realizing their incredible benefits. From the yogurt in your morning routine to the cheese on your sandwich, from the sourdough bread at your local bakery to the wine you might enjoy with dinner, these are all fermented foods. In Germany, families have been making sauerkraut for centuries. Korean households treasure their kimchi recipes passed down through generations. Japanese families start their day with miso soup. In India, people enjoy fermented rice dishes like dosa and idli. Even here in the West, we've been fermenting foods since ancient times. Think of aged cheeses, fermented sausages, and traditional sourdough bread. Now, you might be wondering about those distinctive tastes and textures that make fermented foods so unique. Some people love the tangy zip of sauerkraut, while others might find the smell of certain fermented foods off-putting at first. This is completely normal, and here's why these foods taste and smell the way they do. During fermentation, beneficial microorganisms work like tiny flavor architects. They break down proteins, carbohydrates, and fats in the original food, creating entirely new compounds that give fermented foods their characteristic tastes and aromas. The sourness comes from organic acids, particularly lactic acid, while the complex umami flavors develop from amino acids and peptides created during the process. What's remarkable is how fermentation transforms texture too. The same cabbage that starts crisp and mild becomes tender and tangy as sauerkraut. Milk transforms into creamy, thick yogurt with that distinctive tartness. Even the bubbles in your kombucha or the chewy texture of tempeh result from this incredible biological process. As we age, particularly after 50, our digestive systems face unique challenges. You might have noticed that foods you once enjoyed now cause discomfort, or that your digestion isn't quite what it used to be. This isn't just part of getting older, it's largely due to changes in our gut microbiome. Research from Harvard University shows that fermented foods can significantly impact our gut health by providing beneficial probiotics, live microorganisms that support healthy digestion. But here's what makes this especially important for those of us over 50. These probiotics help maintain the diversity of gut bacteria that tends to decline with age. A groundbreaking study from the University of Idaho followed centenarians from around the world, people who lived to be 100 years old in Italy, Japan, Singapore, Cuba, and the United States. One common element researchers discovered was that these remarkably healthy individuals ate fermented foods daily. They didn't suffer from many of the gastrointestinal issues that commonly affect older adults in the United States, such as constipation, slow gut motility, and acid reflux. The benefits for older adults are particularly compelling. They also produce short-chain fatty acids, particularly butyrate, which provide energy to your colon cells and help reduce inflammation linked to aging. But the benefits extend far beyond just digestive health. Recent research from Stanford University followed 36 healthy adults who consumed fermented foods daily for 10 weeks. The results were remarkable. They showed significant reductions in inflammatory markers in their blood, including a decrease in 19 different inflammatory proteins. One of these proteins, interleukin-6, is associated with conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, type 2 diabetes, and chronic stress. For those concerned about heart health, fermented foods offer promising benefits. Research shows they can help reduce total cholesterol and LDL, which is the bad cholesterol level. They may also help lower blood pressure, with studies showing reductions in diastolic blood pressure among people consuming fermented foods regularly. There's even emerging evidence that fermented foods may support brain health and cognitive function. A systematic review of studies on older adults found that daily consumption of fermented foods and beverages was associated with neuroprotective effects and slower cognitive decline. This connection works through what scientists call the gut-brain axis, the communication pathway between your digestive system and your brain. I know what you might be thinking. This sounds wonderful, but where do I start? The beauty of fermented foods is that you can begin simply and gradually build them into your daily routine. Start with familiar options that appeal to your taste preferences. If you already enjoy yogurt, look for varieties labeled with live active cultures. Greek yogurt is particularly rich in probiotics and protein. For vegetables, sauerkraut is an excellent beginning choice. You can find it in the refrigerated section of most grocery stores. Start with just a forkful as a side dish with your meals.
If you're feeling adventurous, try kimchi, the Korean fermented vegetable dish. Start with small amounts as a condiment or side dish. Many people find that their taste for fermented foods develops over time, so don't worry if you're not immediately drawn to stronger flavors. Remember to start slowly. Fermented foods can cause temporary digestive symptoms like gas or bloating if you add too many too quickly to your diet. Begin with small portions and gradually increase as your digestive system adapts. Consistency is more important than quantity. Pair fermented foods with fiber-rich options for the best results. The fiber acts as food for the probiotics, helping them thrive in your digestive system.
As you can see, fermented foods aren't just a trendy health fad. They're time-tested foods that have supported human health for thousands of years. The scientific evidence continues to mount, showing us that these foods can be particularly valuable as we age, supporting everything from digestive health to immune function, heart health, and even cognitive function. The journey to better health doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Sometimes the most powerful tools are the simplest ones, hidden in plain sight in cultures around the world. Fermented foods offer a delicious path to supporting your health and vitality in your golden years. Your digestive system will thank you, your immune system will benefit, and you might just discover some new favorite flavors along the way. Remember, it's never too late to start taking better care of yourself, and fermented foods offer a simple, natural way to support your health journey every single day.
What fermented food are you excited to try or already enjoying? Share your favorite or a family recipe in the comments. Your story could inspire others in our community to start their own journey toward better health. Let's help and encourage each other to age well naturally. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more practical tips. We're building a wonderful community of people who believe learning never stops. Write in the comments what topics you'd like me to cover next. I'll see you in the next video.